Now let us talk about potential energy in a spring. Now here first of all, the what we have already studied, it is again potential energy, so it must be a conservative field. So we can say an ideal spring is a conservative field. Ideal spring means it is massless and there is no friction, because we know that friction is a non-conservative force, so it has no place in conservative field. So an ideal spring is a conservative, it's an area of conservative field. So work done on this spring, whatever work is done on the spring, it should be stored in the form of potential energy. Okay, in conservative field we always talk about potential energy. So I can write here that work done is stored in form of potential energy, or in the case of spring we can say elastic potential energy. Now what is meant by elastic? We will study this in detail in a separate chapter, but for right now you can just understand that a material, that a substance is called elastic if it tries to regain its original position. Rubber band is elastic not because it can be stretched or compressed. Rubber band is elastic because whenever we apply force in stretching or compressing, and when we release the force, the rubber band will come back to its original shape. So this property of certain substances to regain their, to restore their original shape is called elasticity. And since we are talking about spring and we know how springs behave, whether you compress the spring or you elongate the spring, whenever the force is removed, they will always come to their natural length, their original configuration. So work done is stored in the form of elastic potential energy in case of an ideal spring, because it is in a conservative field. So let us take an example. Let us say there is a rigid wall and a spring is applied, a spring is put here, and we are applying force on this spring. Let us say we are compressing the spring. Let us say that the force is applied in this direction. Now right now, initially let us say there is no force applied. So the spring will be in its natural position, it will be its natural length. Now if the force is applied to compress the spring will look like this, it will be compressed. So there will be a displacement in the initial and final position of the spring. Let us say that this displacement is x. Now the force applied on spring, this value of force is given by the formula F equals to kx, where x is the displacement that is being created. If we are compressing the spring, then the displacement will be in this direction. If the force is applied here, then the spring will be elongated and this x will come in this direction. So x is the displacement of the spring. This k is called spring constant, and it depends upon nature of material of which the spring is made up of. It is the nature of material and its elasticity. Whatever is the material, the elasticity of that material will define the value of spring constant. So some work has to be done here. Now why a work has to be done? We have always done this, we have always used springs in our daily lives, and we know that as soon as we compress the spring and release this force, suppose this boy compresses the spring and at this point he releases the force, he removes the force, then we know that spring will come back to its original shape, its natural length. Why is it happening? It is happening because as soon as the external force is applied, there will be a restoring force generated in the spring. This is a restoring force. As the name suggests, it will try to restore the original natural length. So there will be a restoring force that will be developed. Now as this force, external force, is increased to compress the spring, the restoring force will also increase in the opposite direction. It will try to restore the spring. So as soon as the force here is removed after X, then this force will try to bring the spring in the original configuration, in the original shape. So we can say that in this condition, in deformed state, spring has some potential energy, and this potential energy is given by the formula half kx square, which looks like little bit of that of kinetic energy. So in deformed state can be compressed state also and elongated state also. In both the states, the spring will have some potential energy of half kx square, and this potential energy is generated because of this restoring force. If we are compressing, restoring force will be in this direction. If we are elongating, restoring force will be in the opposite direction. It will always be opposite to the force applied. Now, when this force is released, let us say after this force is removed, what will happen? Spring will come to its natural position. That means the spring is moving. So we can say that as soon as the force is removed, the potential energy that was stored in the spring, it gets converted into kinetic energy, because now the spring is moving. So potential energy is getting converted into kinetic energy, or we can say half kx square is equal to half mv square. And from here we can also find the value of the velocity with which the spring will come back to its natural length. And by personal experiences, you must know that if the spring is compressed a lot, it will come back to its natural length in faster way. The velocity will be greater. More you compress the spring, more will be the potential energy. More is the potential energy, more will be the kinetic energy. And if the kinetic energy is more, velocity will also be more. And you can find the value of velocity from here. It will be equal to kx square upon m. This will be the velocity with which the spring will come back to its natural position. So this way we can understand that a spring system is a conservative feat. Although we have some kinetic energy here, but that kinetic energy is generated because of the stored potential energy, and whenever there is a stored potential energy, it is a conservative feat.